2 years ago we switched crop insurance companies. We've been with one company for as long as I can remember that my dad was good friends with, and then we switched to Farm Credit now 2 years ago. And just last year we were going over my yields and looking at the crop insurance for the coming year, and I asked him, I said, how do we stack up yield-wise according to everybody else in the area? And he said, honestly, he said, I look at your yields and we don't have anybody with as high yields. And he said, particularly, your yields have gone, you know, kind of in a real fast upward motion in the last 3-4 years. And we've been using the AgroVantage system now for about 6 years. You know, but the first 2 or 3 years was kind of a learning curve, and then we got into the full program for the last 3-4 years, and that's when our yields really started to climb. And he noticed that on our average yields according to his whole group of people that he works with.
Share with us why every grower ought to be looking seriously at the AgroVantage system.
Well, we've got a half a dozen products at least that they can start with and add a few bushel here, a few bushel there, and pretty soon you're, you know, got 10 to 20 extra bushels, you know, on your farm. And every one of them products are going to give you a 4-to-1 return or more, you know, on every dollar spent.
How did you start, Jay? What products did you start with? And why did you start? Okay, somebody had to tell you about it.
Well, I guess I went to Commodity Classic, and I'm on the North Dakota Soybean Growers Board, and we usually go to the Commodity Classic every year. And I was walking through the trade show and come across the Conklin booth and started looking at AMPLIFY was one of the products I looked at, and some of the feast fertilizers that Francis Childs had been using on his farm.
And AMPLIFY is the seed germination aid?
Yep, seed germination aid. That was one of the first products I used, and then I bought a little bit of feast fertilizer to foliar feed that first year. And then I went from there into the training programs and started to learn how to use all the other products and the soil testing. And when that happened, I started saving money on my inputs, and my yields started to go up.
Okay. Jay, we appreciate you taking a second. I know we're down here at Kansas City, one of the training programs now. I appreciate you taking just a couple minutes to share the AgroVantage and your own story with us. Thanks a million.
You bet.